What's up guys, it's your boy Daybreak Aura here, back at you with another deep analysis, trailer analysis video. Today we're going to be looking at, what's it called again? Super Mario 64 Bloopers RPG ClockBlockers? Am I going to be banned for saying that? Okay, for real though. Hi. I have not made a video like this before, but I figured that, this would be kind of fun to do, considering this game seems like it's shaping up to be kind of a big deal, at least for the Mario 64 community. So I figured I would just do kind of like an analysis of it, give my thoughts on certain things, and yeah, hopefully it should be fun. I know it's a bit unusual to make something machinima related on my side channel instead of my main one, but with how different that this video is from my typical output, I feel like that this would just suit the second channel better. So let's just go ahead and start this real quick. The trailer starts with this very lovely fake ESRB rating. It's rated P for Poggers, and it contains cringe content, nuts, or rats, I guess, and it is, in fact, not SRA2. So, if you are looking for a game that isn't SRA2, then you can rest assured that this game is, in fact, not SRA2. So then the trailer starts with this just kind of, by just showing all the main party members. You have, this game, I don't know if there will be any more. I think this will be all the party members that will be in the game. But here you have SMG4, Super G64, Ultra Boo, X, Fighting Mario, Glitchy PSI, and Naz, which I'll get into more later. Lunuki, Gold Mario 5, SD, and your boy Super Reese 217, or Shirks, depending on what you want to call him. His name is Super Reese 217, not Shirks though, just to let you know. Okay, and then here's where we get into actual gameplay. The first shot here just shows SMG4 running through a city. Hang on, let me slow down the speed here. So SMG4 is just here running through a city, and oh, look at that, it's a Mario rekiller. I believe this is Alberto Games. It's kind of like a joke character. He's not, I don't know if he's an actual YouTuber. He might be, I don't know. And then up here you can see the old man guy who will reappear later. And then we get this forest area, which, every single RPG Maker game has one of these. So, yeah. This is a pretty obvious thing to have. There's a couple Goombas strewn about, and there's like this one question mark block at the top here, which SMG4 just runs past because who cares about items, am I right? Here we go. And here's where we see a full party of 3 with SMG4, SD, and Fighting Mario, and in a sort of beach area with this blue shy guy over here who I'm just assuming is an enemy. Okay, here's where we get the first battle footage. Now here, I could be wrong about this, but I believe Ultra Boo has previously used a bow in another RPG Maker game. I think it was Zeus Crazy's Crazy Adventure or something. He was in that game and he used a bow. Or maybe that was in the original version of the game as well. That's also possible. Up here, this is also something that we haven't seen before in teasers and stuff. There's this turn indicator, which shows who is going to be going next on a certain turn. It shows the current turn, which shows Ultra Boo going, and then you have the next turn, which has the Koopa Paratroopa getting the first action, and then SMG4, and then a Goomba, and then Ultra Boo, and then another Goomba. There's also these meters down at the bottom left and bottom right, which are like star meters. I'm not sure what they're for yet. I'm assuming they're just for special skills or like party skills or whatnot. They're obviously like for something special. I mean, they're a meter with a star. I think that means they're special. And there's SMG4 performing a jump attack. I'm assuming that SMG4 will just kind of be the Mario of this game. He'll be like the all-rounder character. So his normal attack is just like a jump, and I guess he'll have other just kind of Mario-related moves. Hang on, is this... I could be completely wrong about this, but is this enemy like the carrot enemy from Undertale? That's what it reminds me of. It's probably from a different game, but that's just what that reminds me of. Alright, here we get the first real cutscene. We see SMG3 mysteriously looming over SMG4 as he says, "I write history now." What does SMG3 sound like? This fight right here, I believe, is the tutorial fight, where you just start with SMG4 and you're fighting against the Zdar. Is that how you say it? Like, it's Star with a Z. The Dark Star with a Z. That's the first fight, which I believe is a character from early, not like early, kind of like an era in between like the old SMG4 videos and then like the modern ones. All right. In this scene, we see Dom, Super Dom right here, talking to SMG3, who's like, No, you are not allowed to create your own bloopers, young man. No bloopering for you, alright? And this area just seems to be like a castle area. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like Peach's castle, or just some other random castle, like maybe the one in Glowshire or something, but I don't know. It's all like just kind of traditional RPG Maker assets, so it's really it's hard to tell exactly what this is. Okay, here's where things get interesting. So this appears to be a boss fight against the giant rat and more rats, with the party being X, Super Reese 217, and Glitchy PSI, and Naz, which is interesting. I don't recall there being anything that showed that Glitchy PSI would be like combined with Naz. I don't know how that's gonna work, if it's gonna be like Naz comes in for certain special moves, or maybe the two can kind of switch between each other, or maybe they just act as the same character. I'm not really sure. But here we see Reese using what looks to be fire, or Fyra, or Fyraga, one of those. It's a Kingdom Hearts thing, and all it does is just inflicts burning on the giant rat. But one thing I noticed is that for the casting animation, he's actually using the spark neutral air animation from Rivals of Aether. In that game, for like the regular spell casting animations, Reese just kind of does average hand movements, but here Midas went ahead and like repurposed the spark animation for like the spellcasting animation, and I think it's kind of neat. I just assumed that he would have used like the down special animations, but no, he went ahead and used the neutral air spark instead, which I think is pretty neat. Here we have a boss fight against what appears to be Enzo, with SMG4, FM, and X in the party. Very fitting. Here Enzo just throws a knife at SMG4, dealing damage. Very cool. Next up, it shows the defense system, where if you time it correctly, then you take less damage. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Also, we also get to see SD and Super G in battle for the first time, so that's pretty neat. I'm not exactly sure what they do yet. Next up, we have a kind of party changer screen where X, Super Reese 217, and Gold Mario 5 are here. Since their stats are being shown here, I figured I might as well just take a look at exactly what their stats are. So for X, his class is a future sightseer, and basic stats here, nice. His weapon is appears to be platinum boots, which I'm assuming means that his attacks are, or at least his basic attack is just a jump. And for his other equipment, we see a wizard hat and machinist steel armor. This item has purple text, which I will get into more a little bit later. But for right now, I'll just say that what I think this means, it depicts the rarity of the item. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it could mean. And then there's also AP up here, which you can use to get new skills, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's shown later on in the trailer. So that's X, and then there's me. There's Super Reese 217. So first off, I appreciate giving him Starlight. Reese's, from what I know, is meant to be offense and magic based, so his power and special power here are kind of high compared to X, who's actually a level higher than Super Reese 217, but his power levels are a bit lower compared to Reese's, who is much higher. Has lower defense though, so I imagine that'll be a pretty big weakness for him. One thing I do kind of find funny is that his class is a Keyblade carrier. Now, that's not wrong, really. It's just that characters who wield Keyblades aren't ever referred to like that. They're always referred to as Keyblade wielders or just key bearers.
As the key bearer, you must already know.
And then lastly, we have Golden Mario 5, who is a timekeeping tank. And for his equipment, I didn't mention this with Reese, but he has a Bloopers hat like Reese does. So I'm assuming this is just like a basic piece of equipment. It's not anything special at all. But Golden Mario 5 also has a Midas glove, very fitting, and more machinist steel armor, which Reese also had. GM5 also seems to have like a high stash stat, which again, very fitting for him. That's kind of like the luck stat, so. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but you can collect these coins around the map. It's not clear exactly what these are for. I imagine they're just currency, but there are also these like red coins, and I could be wrong, but I think there was another type of coin as well. There probably wasn't, but yeah, there's no, from what I can, there's no indication that there's, it's like Mario 64 where there are 8 red coins in an area, and getting all of them just gets your reward. There's no indication for that. It could just be like 2 coins in one. That's probably what that is. And then there's also another question mark block here, which I imagine you could just jump to get the item in it. Here we get a cutscene of GM5 walking up to a dark portal, which I recognize as just one of the animations from default RPG Maker, just turned into a sprite sheet. Also, slight animation error right there, I noticed. Okay, meet familiar faces. We have the old man from earlier. You can talk to him, and he says, "Hello, young boy. Would you like to buy some candy?" That's probably not what he sounds like, but here we have the very familiar Toast guy saying his very familiar catchphrase. And okay, here's the thing I mentioned earlier, the skills. You can learn new skills, I'm assuming, with these action pieces. It's not clear where you can get these action pieces from. I'm assuming from leveling up, but you could probably also grab them, just like in Mario and Luigi, you can probably grab them from like question mark blocks. So for FM, for fighting Mario, there are 4 skills listed here, one of which, the one that's currently highlighted is Shields Up, which applies a shield with 25 HP to an ally, so I'm assuming that just means whoever has that shield can just absorb up to 25 damage. Oh, and I also just noticed that this must be related to that star meter. Like, you need to have a certain, I guess I was kind of right. You need a certain amount of like star points in order to use these skills along with BP. And then next up is Frag Rain, which the description says, toss a grenade for some easy damage. Damage is based on special power level. Disruptor, a gun that deals massive damage to enemy shields. I don't think he hovers over Tase. I'm not sure what that one does. Cook foods. Alright, there's also a cooking mechanic. There's only one recipe listed here, and that requires 2 mushrooms, 1 mid mushroom and 1 lesser copium, apparently. So, this is what I was referring to earlier. I'm pretty sure this is like a rarity thing, where the color of the item tells you what rarity the item is. So like white is just the default, blue is a bit rarer, and lesser copium is one of the rarest, or if not the rarest. And then when you cook this food, you get it, and it's revealed to be tubby custard. I'm not exactly sure what this can do. It doesn't. The description doesn't appear to give any proper info, so this could be just like a quest item or something, or maybe you can use it in battles just as like just a traditional healing item, or if it's like a stat boost. It's not really made clear. Here we get more gameplay with the party running through what I assume is SMG3's forces by the text. I could be wrong, but I'm just making a guess here. This right here, this part where they jump. I'm assuming that jumping in this game is similar to how I did it in Rush to Venture 2, with how you can't just like jump at any point. You need to go over one of these spaces, like one of these jump spaces, or walk right under a block in order to actually activate a jump. So I'm assuming that's what's happening here. And then there's just more hallway. Here we meet the legendary Mr. Toxic, and hold on, I'm getting message on Discord. Okay, the trailer is just about done, and here's another interesting part. We see GM5 in this kind of like weird, like spacey sort of area as he walks towards, oh look, a Chrono Star, which I'm assuming is like the main like story collectible of the game. Like, you need all of these to beat the bad guy, and anime stuff ensues. Okay, here, this is the last shot of the game, I believe, that's in the trailer. Here we see these, like, kind of giant Marios, which these were shown off in like a teaser before this trailer released, which I should be showing on screen right now. And well, I don't know what their deal is, but they're probably evil, judging by how frightened Golden Mario 5 is right here. And then the game is set to release in 2022, and then, oh look, hey, you should probably play these other games, especially this one. I don't think these two are even, like, out yet, but this one, though. This one's out. You should play it. It's fine, I think. Okay, there is one other thing I want to talk about here, and that's the story of this game. So, from what I can tell, not like every character will have like equal importance in the story. Obviously, this is just like the first proper trailer the game has gotten, so it's very hard to make a judgment on exactly how the story will turn out. But from what I can tell, SMG4 and Golden Mario 5 will be the main focus for this game, which makes sense. SMG4 is like the most well-known YouTuber in the like Machinima-verse, and Golden Mario 5, aka Midas, is the creator of this game, so that checks out. What I hope is that the other Mario recolors get a decent amount of attention as well, because it'd be a little weird if it was just SMG4 or Golden Mario 5 that got all the focus. And not to mention, there's also like a lot of SMG4 references, classic SMG4 references at that, but I haven't really seen too much outside of that. I've seen like a couple of, like there are like some non-YouTuber Machinima characters, like Mr. Toxic, but that's really the only one I can think of. So I think if the game has like not only just SMG4 stuff, but also a solid amount of stuff from just not like the entire rest of the community, because that's unrealistic, but just like a decent amount of the community that's represented, and have all of these characters decently represented in the story, I think that would make this a super interesting game. And I believe that's it. From what I'm pretty sure that's everything that's shown in the trailer. This game looks really promising. I think this could probably like, this game has a very good chance at being the best machinima related game that there is out there. There aren't many. Like, outside of my own games, I can only really think of 1 or 2 other games that are, like, publicly available. So I think this game could really bring not only just more attention to, like, machinimas in general, but also machinima games, because there aren't really too many of those, and I feel like there's a lot of potential with that. So that'll be it. I'm excited for this game. Are you excited for this game? Let me know in the comments. Or don't, it doesn't matter really. And I'll see you next time in a video that'll probably be not like this one at all.